Hello everybody, this is just a short break. We just had the winners, Team Liquid here on the Dreamhack Bucharest, the PGL tournament. They had a nice trophy, they had 5,000 euro it was. Yes, we weren't sure dollars or euros, but I think it was euros. The opinions of the teams were pretty interesting, but for me personally even, the casters are more interesting because we observe all those games probably just as much as the teams analyze their enemies. We have to cast them. And of course, I'm pretty interested what they think. So after 2 days of a lot of games, crazy outcomes, we had 3-2 scores, a lot. Now that final was shorter than probably the entire phase before. Exhausting for sure.
Yesterday was a lot more exhausting than today. We were kind of locked in our bat cave there, but at least it was kind of cold compared to like the sauna that we experienced today. So today is actually pretty chill. Yesterday was a super long day. I think we've been there for like 12 or 13 hours just casting straight. So we were pretty happy when we were back at the hotel and finally got a good night's sleep. Today was pretty relaxed, pretty cool, and it was really exciting to see the finals.
We have to say that even the taxi ride was a problem. We had to wait like an hour here for the taxi, for the press, the casters. Pressing the button in all languages possible. Tetcher, exhausting in your little basement cave there?
It was very exhausting. Like, the games themselves weren't too bad. They were relatively quick. However, we had a couple delays due to hardware issues and multiple toilet breaks at really inopportune times from the players. It's like, okay, we've done the draft now. We're in the lobby. We're ready to go. 1 sec. Be right back.
Yeah, that's a typical player. I mean, I talked with the teams about their LAN experience, and yesterday we also discussed like who is actually experienced here. A lot of the Heroes players are still young, so I guess that's getting better in the future. This is, after all, the first offline event. Anyway, Bucharest. It's a nice city, no doubt, but it's the first time for you here?
Yeah, in Bucharest it is. Well, actually, as a child I was in Romania once, but not really that I have any like vivid memories of that. So.
And hotel, the venue, impressions on the other esports. I mean, you didn't really have time to watch the other esports, what's going on, but still, general impression of Bucharest.
I was already happy when I found out that they had a gym at the hotel because that didn't happen the last 4 events. So I was like really happy about that. At Bucharest, the hotel is very, very close to the old town, so we could get, especially at the first evening, go there, grab a beer with Fnatic, get something to eat. So for everything that I've seen here is really nice. I mean, we are apparently in the city center with the hotel, so Bucharest is so far awesome. But I really hope that I'm going to get a bit more of an impression today at the after party, and then tomorrow the flight leaves very, very late compared to my usual flight, so I can finally visit also the old town a bit more closely and have a good look around. So looking forward to that. But so far, great city.
So Bucharest in general, after party, when you're so flight tomorrow, all that in one nutshell for us.
Loving Bucharest. It has a lot more art than I expected and have seen in most cities I've been to. Like everywhere there's some form of statue or art installation and graffiti, but that's art, close enough. But loving Bucharest. Hotel, really comfy, very nice. The pillows, my head just disappears into them. There's so much. It's my first time in Bucharest and my first time out of England to cast anything or for any esports event. So that was scary, but...
Yeah, you told me you haven't been off the island the last 7 years or so?
Yeah, last time I was out, it was either on a field trip to Belgium for history, or it was to visit my family in Australia, and that was about 7 years ago-ish. So it's been a while since I've even been out of the country.
Well, Australia doesn't even count. After all, it's more or less a colony of the UK, right? Anyway, guys, let's talk about Heroes a bit. I mean, we all love the game. It's an amazing game. It's fun, short games, a lot of action. The team's relatively balanced, except for one. Liquid is dominating the scene at the moment. They showed it in pretty much all the formats we have, all the tournaments we have. What do you think is their secret?
I just think they play together really well. They have two very experienced players on the lineup. They have, of course, the Moreno brothers that were already active back in Warcraft 3. So with that, they just have everybody there to like calm people down if they need to just like tell the younger players how to deal with the situations. They bring also the practice experience with them where they can just say, okay, guys, we need to set up a routine here. So I feel it's not only about the experience on the event itself, but also on a daily basis. How do we practice? What do we need to focus on? What are our weaknesses? And I think they chip in quite a lot with that. And they're also one of the teams that has been very stable. Of course, there was like that switch when we saw a few players from LDLC coming over, but they already subbed in for each other before that, so they've known each other for a long time. And together with GosuGamers 2, I feel these are the two teams, besides Fnatic, that have been the most stable for the last few months, and that helps, of course, with team play.
Yeah. Talking also about Fnatic, of course, also want to know like what you think about Liquid. But Fnatic was kicked out by SK Gaming. I had the honor to talk to those guys already on Friday before the tournament, and I mean, I love them. They're really young and enthusiastic, but I was amazed. So the form of Liquid and the upset of Fnatic.
The form of Liquid, the fact that they are basically a conglomeration of some incredibly experienced pros, like possibly two of the best European StarCraft players to ever exist in Luciferon and Vortex, and then pulling in like some of the best players from other places when Black Scorp joined. It's just a huge conglomeration of incredible players who, like Khaldor said, have trained together. They have huge amounts of experience, more LAN experience than a lot of other teams. Fnatic, on the other hand, my first time I've met them, incredibly cool guys. I've only spoken to them fairly sporadically online, as opposed to SK, who I have a fairly friendly relationship with. But really cool guys. I'm going to be honest, quite unexpected. I did not expect them to see them go out, but the game went 100% down to the wire, and SK just came in with a bit of an interesting comp that Fnatic just weren't able to deal with in the end.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. I think Liquid feels like the team that adapts to pretty much every draft. They somehow find a solution, or they come up with their own crazy drafts. Either way, talking about drafts, the game, Heroes Pool, tournament format and everything, we have this date, the golden date, the 2nd of June. You think it's too early? We need more? Are there patches to come?
There are definitely patches that will come into play before that, but they have to deliver quite a few things. The good thing about this is definitely, first of all, it's got to bring new people in, and Blizzard is aware of that, so they need to make sure that they just smooth out a few of the edges that currently exist, or those new people will, worst case scenario, be repelled. So you need to work a bit at the client, and I'm pretty sure they're doing that. Blizzard is usually known for not just throwing something out there for the sake of it. I mean, soon TM is there for a reason, and when Blizzard says soon, you know it's done when it's done. I mean, they've been saying this for years, so they won't throw something out there that is not ready to be released to the public. They will, of course, start to improve that constantly, but that's mainly why I expect a lot of things to come before that happens. So at least like one major patch happening with the release itself, where they just update the client. Yeah. Throughout the last patches, we've always seen big improvements, and the things that are currently criticized in the community, there are really good points. A lot of them are a bit too detailed for esports, which is of course important to Blizzard, but not the only thing that they have to care about. But I think that Blizzard is very well aware of the points that are being criticized by everybody, and they are going to work on those. It's not going to be like immediately perfect, I feel, but I think they are going to take some huge steps before they release the play to the public.
That's why I was also so interested to bring the opinions of the teams and the casters here on the table. I asked them pretty much the same questions, what they think should come till the 2nd of June. So if you had a wish list, Tetcher, what would it be? Till 2nd of June. It's not much time, it's a month pretty much from now.
Well, right now, the esports side, at minimum, is having a very difficult time from lack of observer slots. That is like very high on my priority list. The fact there's only 2 observer slots in the game is a massive pain for a lot of casters. The other issue is the matchmaking could do with being shuffled around a bit, like the 6-minute queue thing where you can be matched with people very much outside of your ranking in Hero League. Those are like the 2 main things I would say at the moment are on my wish list to be fixed and prepared. I would also like to see maybe a re-juggling of the draft system so that they implement bans and actually allow you to swap heroes so you can pick in a order you think is better for picking against the other team rather than the order your players are in.
Well, that pretty much goes along with everything the players said except for the caster issues, because that's something obviously the players don't have to deal with. Anyway, to wrap this interview up, I want to say thank you, Khaldor. It was an amazing event. I watched some of the games. You're pretty much the face for European Heroes so far. You did a lot of work, of course, in that area. Also, Tetcher, finally getting out of the country after 7 years exile. No, it was an amazing event.
The sun is weird.
Yeah. The sun is weird. Yeah.
Where's the rain? I haven't seen any rain since I've been here. I'm getting homesick.
Anyway, to wrap this up, guys, thanks for watching. Congratulations to Liquid. Follow those casters, of course. What they do in the scene, you're going to see them soon in other tournaments to come. And that's pretty much it. Have Lamok out.